All right, how's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. I appreciate you. Want to talk about a couple things today. I'm going to talk about maybe my top 5 to 10 outdoorsman books on the market today. Now, this is in my opinion. There's several books that I've read that I wasn't a really big fan of, and then there's a handful of them that I think are just full of great information. Whether you're just like a weekend warrior, you like going on hikes, you're a Boy Scout, you just want to kind of up your game when you're out in the woods. I am by no means a professional when it comes to these things, but you know, the best piece of gear is right up here when you're outside, and even if you're just doing it for fun, it's a good thing to know. It's a lot of forgotten skills that people kind of neglect nowadays. But first and foremost, we got merch. We got the Professional Wanderer merch. You can see here, youtube.com/OutsideTheBoxUS. Link will be in the description below. Also, we have a couple different other things in there. I was lucky enough to team up with a company called Teespring. Not sponsored, by the way. They're just helping me kind of do my merch line. The good thing about this company is that 10% of all proceeds can go to a charity of choice. So I went ahead and set it up so any shirt or any piece of merchandise that you decide to purchase, if you do, 10% of all proceeds will go to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. So it's an awesome cause. Awesome shirts, a lot of different stuff that you can get there. We have men's shirts, Professional Wanderer, women's shirts, hooded sweatshirts, coffee mugs, stickers, you name it, it should be on there, and we are going to be coming out with some more designs here in the near future. Another one of my favorites that it seems that a lot of other people do like is we also have a Got Wood t-shirt. If I can figure out how to put it on the screen, I will, or else you can just go in the description box below and check that out. As I said before, 10% of all proceeds go to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. So if you want to support two great causes, one being the Wounded Warrior Foundation, and the second would to help kind of support the channel, then feel free and use that link down below and go get yourself some Outside the Box merch. All right, so let's go ahead and get into my top 5 to 10 favorite outdoorsman books. This one I can't 100% and apologize if I've been fighting a cold, so if I cough or sneeze, just excuse me for that. So this one I'm about a third way through, and this one here is The Lost Art of Reading Nature's Signs by Tristan Gooley, author and the Natural Navigator. That's another book that I checked out. It's a really good book with an open mind. Same with this one. It's got a lot of good information in it. Nothing against the author. They do kind of trail you this way and that way, and sometimes it's a little frustrating, but lots and lots of good information so far. So I'm looking forward to getting through this one and really seeing what this one has to offer. And all the other ones are up here. So let me just go ahead and grab these. Let's see, how many did I say? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, we'll just grab these ones because it's easiest. So, if you're a beginner, some of the books by Dave Canterbury, he makes some good books too, like the Bushcraft series, Bushcraft 101, and Advanced, so on and so forth. I did read the original, the Bushcraft 101, and that, like, if you're just getting into it, definitely pick up those books. It's definitely worth it. Here's another one that I think is kind of a good one just to have. This is called just Living Off the Land. And this is one of the oldest ones that I've actually have. I've had this one for probably, I don't know, 15 plus years. It's got a lot of good information on it. Just kind of breaks certain things down, how to make your tools, basic CPR, just a lot of different stuff, shelter building, so on and so forth. Since we're kind of on that topic, we will go ahead and talk about a couples. I don't have one, but this is definitely in my top 5 for sure, and that's Bushcraft by Morris Kohansky. Anything by Morris, dude just, I mean, he just knows his stuff. Hands down, feel free to check those books out. They're absolutely good reads. Another one here is the SAS Survival Handbook, and this one's by John Lofty Wiseman. This one, again, tons and tons of super, super good information. It's kind of a lengthy read, but it's also a good like reference book. You know, you can always go back to it. A lot of good information in there as well. And then the other ones that I have are normally they're like National Auburn Society or the NOLS. So we'll go ahead and get into a couple of these. This one here, depending on your region, you'll have to kind of look into these books. But this one here, oh, if that'll focus. So the entire book, this is like the Mushroom Bible. So anything and everything about mushrooms is going to be in here. This thing with colored picture detail. Well, when it comes to fungus, you don't really want to mess around. Like right here, it's got over 700 photographs and over 700 species in detail, good and bad. This is something that you definitely want to check out. It's a good reference. Get to know the good ones, get to know the bad ones. That's something just great to have. Excuse me again, kind of fighting a cold. This is another one that I actually really like. This one's the Falcon Guide by Jim something. I'm not even going to pronounce that, but this is a poisonous and psychoactive plants, and this is of my region. So if you can see there, I apologize for the glare. Maybe if I do it like that, you can see it. But this one, it's a pretty thin read. And this one actually talks about some of the most lethal and deadly plants in my area. And as you can see there, that compared to like that or compared to that, it's a good thing to know the ones that will hurt and kill you. So when you identify those in the woods, you know to stay away from them. So that's a good one to have, easy read. This one here is from the Department of Army, and this is the Complete Guide to Wild Edible Plants. This one here I've actually had for about 15 years too. And this is a good one if you're going out solo camping or just kind of a minimalist camping and you want to forage and things like that. It's not too big to throw in your bag. And same thing as the National Auburn Society. Colored pictures, really goes into detail of the edible plants and the poisonous plants. Tells you exactly what to eat, what not to eat, what to look out for. It's a really good one to have. I'm going to kind of just breeze through these ones. These are both are from the NOLS, so this is the National Outdoor Leadership School. And this one right here is a good book, and this is Wilderness Navigation. It's kind of an older book, but it's a really good one. It actually explains how to navigate with a compass properly. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube as well. I would definitely recommend some of those if you're kind of just getting started out with wilderness navigation. How to properly use a compass is a big one. Dave from Really Big Monkey 1 does an excellent video on that. Maybe sometime this summer I'll go ahead and kind of do that along with a good compass and topographical maps and things like that. If that's something that you want to see, throw a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and I might do that. Another one here, this one too, this is another NOLS, and this is Wilderness Medicine. Now this one here, this has actually been written by like EMTs, outdoor, let's see here, Todd, man, these guys' names, Shim, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you can see here. This guy. So, he's the director of the NOLS Wilderness Medicine Institute. He has been a practicing EMT for 42 years and is a former director of the NOLS Rocky Mountain and the NOLS Risk Management Department. So this guy, along with some others, really know their stuff when it comes to basic first aid, when it comes to survival or bushcraft, or if you're just, an outdoorsy person and you're miles away from any help. This is, it's got the basics. I'm not saying to carry this with you, but if you do read through this, it all gets stored up here, and usually it's the important stuff. So it's also a really good read. Damn dogs are barking. So those were just a couple of my top picks. There's a lot of different books out there, but these are just some of the ones that I have that I really enjoy, and it seems like I'm always coming back to them as like reference guides. They're not just like a read from start to finish and be done with it. These are things that you read through, and then later down the road or years down the road, you can come back to and just be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking." But all these are excellent books. Any book is a good book when it comes to knowledge and especially when it comes to things outside. If you're ever going to consider getting off the beaten path, you definitely want to know navigation. You definitely want to know basic first aid. You definitely want to know your the rule of three, with the shelter. You need fire, you need water, how to procure food, so on and so forth. So for you can find all this stuff on Amazon, eBay, your local library, discount bookstores. Go ahead and get some of that and go get yourself some knowledge. So, if this is something you like, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. If there's any videos or any ideas that you guys have, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will throw a bunch of links, as I said, about the merch. We also did throw up a Patreon site. I was kind of iffy on it, but I did go ahead and set that up. So if any of you guys want to help support the channel, that would be absolutely terrific. So anything does help with this. When it comes to the reviews, I do have a bunch of stuff to review here in the near future. If any of you guys would like to help support the channel, feel free to check the links down below. I do have some Amazon affiliate links that do help the channel very little. With the new merch, I'm hoping with sales from the new merch, I can continue to better this channel. Maybe do some more adventure trips, just create some better content for you guys and better gear reviews for you guys. We're going to be doing a lot of more trips this year. Going to be taking a trip with a couple buddies up to Northwest Montana for a fly fishing trip. I'm going to take you guys along. So anything really does help support the channel when it comes to what I'm talking about on the video or what it actually takes to do the video. Hopefully you notice here, but I've actually upgraded some lighting and audio because I had some people complain about that. So hopefully this looks good. I am learning as I go. So I just want to thank all you guys that have stuck around since the beginning, and any new viewers, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. We got a lot in store for 2018. So this is Matt with Outside the Box. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this video, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.